Welcome to the pre-match show presented by the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
A familiar sight for Locomotive FC, finally back home after yet another road trip. Tonight, a big Western Conference matchup. This locker room shot brought to you by GECU. Two of the best attacking teams in the USL squaring off tonight. It's El Paso Locomotive FC versus Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. I am Duke Keith. To my left, that's Heidi Mocha. And Heidi, another Eastern road swing for Locomotive FC, and they continue to pick up points.
Yeah, so back-to-back RGV, then they go straight to Atlanta, and the Valley typically, historically, it's been a tough place to play for El Paso, and then the first ever meeting with Atlanta. So it's a 0-0 draw at RGV, and even with a man down, they almost score there at the end. But that match did cost them Yuma, who was the player that received the red card.
So no team captain available for the Atlanta United 2 match. And this one, that was a tough one for El Paso, especially after heading straight to Georgia from RGV. They end up in a 2-2 draw with Eric Calvillo converting on a free kick in extra time. And that sets us up for tonight versus Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Honestly, it's one of the biggest games this season, Heidi.
Yeah, and, you know, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And that's what we heard this week from midfielder Eric Calvillo. So, and tonight, we have El Paso. They are ranked the number 2 best attacking team versus the 3rd best in Colorado Springs.
Not the best outing for Switchbacks FC on the 4th of July and live on ESPN2. At home, taking on a very gritty San Diego Loyal team. Of course, you have last year's MVP Golden Boot winner getting 2 goals and looking more and more like Haji Berry, the same one we saw last year. But San Diego, a man down, they get a huge goal to win 3-2 on the road.
Yeah, it's injuries for Colorado Springs, but hey, you know, it's soccer. Every team deals with it. So the Switchbacks come into El Paso after losing 3 of their last 5. And like every other team in the USL Championship, they've been playing a ton of matches in a short amount of time. Locomotive has gone through that multiple times already, but what really stands out is the lack of depth on their roster. So El Paso fans might remember Maka King from last year. Yeah. Well, he was supposed to be a big part of their defense this year, but has only played in 4 matches. So that means a guy like Malik Johnson now has to contribute as a starter and can't come in as a sub. So this Colorado Springs team will be gassed tonight. It's going to be a tough one against El Paso, who will press all match and can for sure get on the attack.
Indeed, we're going to see a lot on the attack, as you said, Heidi. 2 of the best goal-scoring teams in the USL Championship. So who's scoring goals for these teams? Well, Haji Berry now has 10 goals, including 2 on Wednesday, and also 6 assists. Then you have Michi Galena, 7 goals and 5 assists. And for El Paso, Lucho with 7 goals and 4 assists to go along with Locomotive's all-time leading goal scorer, Aaron Gomez, who's having a solid year, 5 goals and 6 assists. But the key difference here, Heidi, as you said, is depth. Look at the minutes played for Berry and Galena.
You obviously want to have your best players out there as much as possible, and all of these guys are also working hard on defense. So midway through the season, legs might be feeling it a bit. But if you're El Paso, you have to like how many guys are contributing to goals and assists. So, yes, we're highlighting Lucho and Aaron, but Eric Calvillo has been on a tear since he got back from international duty, and we can't forget about Dylan Maris. So there's lots of potential goals in tonight's matchup. So Duke, going to throw it out there. Could the difference tonight be at goalkeeper?
USL leader with 55 saves, Evan Newton. You might be onto something with that. We'll see how this one plays out. First half on the other side, along with the starting lineups, Locomotive FC, Switchbacks FC, next.
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Birds Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain. With 3 convenient locations in El Paso, Southwest Chiropractic. Your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Welcome to beautiful downtown El Paso, Texas. As the smoke clears, we are about ready for an explosive battle between a couple of Western Conference heavyweights. El Paso Locomotive FC looking for their 10th straight result versus Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha as we take a look at the Locomotive starting lineup. And looks like John Hutchinson's bringing out the guns. Aaron Gomez, Nick Hines, Eric Calvillo, dogs and cats living together. Everybody in the kitchen sink ready to try and deal with this amazing Colorado Springs attack.
Absolutely, and on defense we have Yuma back, so that's always a great thing to be able to continue with our Locomotive. They're undefeated in the last 9 games and undefeated in the 8 matches at Southwest University Park, so we're going to look to continue that.
Right there in the middle, you see on the left, Mitchie Galena. How happy is Haji Berry to have that man back in the lineup tonight?
Absolutely. Those two together are, often unstoppable. And then they also have Amo up top with them, too. I mean, those three have had an incredible run of goals and assists this year.
Well, congratulations, Matt Boehner. You get to be right back of the night because he is going to be right there. But Yuma is back, and Boehner obviously very serviceable right back. Your old position, I mean, what are your thoughts going into this one?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I mean, they're just going to have to figure out how to control the speed. I mean, that is what Colorado Springs has. They have speed, speed, speed. That's the name of their game. But this year, they're also strong in possession. So that makes them a little bit more dangerous. So there's going to be a lot of communication in the back and making sure that the discipline that we've seen El Paso have now on transition continues.
Great to see Christian Herrera in the lineup. He will be wearing the highlighter orange for Colorado Springs in goal. Las Cruces, New Mexico native, and we are underway tonight from El Paso, Texas. Just his 3rd start of the season for Christian Herrera. And Yuma. Haji Berry, early pressure. Evan Newton will deal it out. Well dealt with, though, by Colorado Springs and Matt Mahoney. If the black and the blue for Colorado Springs is kind of throwing you off, of course, Locomotive, this is Military Appreciation Night. They are in their fatigue-style jerseys, desert fatigues, obviously.
So a desert camouflage.
Desert camo this evening. But yes, the team in black and blue is Colorado Springs, trying to set something early for Haji Berry. Well dealt with by Boehner.
Absolutely, that was could have been put into a dangerous position early.
There's Eder Borelli, and here's Nick Hines. Hines dangling at the edge of the 18. Makes us run. Mahoney's on him, and it's going to be a corner kick straight out of the gate. Matt Mahoney had his hands full. Nick Hines has been a revelation for Locomotive up that left side.
Yeah, his technical ability and his speed together has been a nice combination on that left flank to try to create something and get it across. And now we have not just, we had missed Lucho for a little while. I know he was back last matches, but it'll be nice to get those balls across and have him and Gomez to be able to put them in the back of the net.
Richie Ryan, the ageless wonder. Far post, and it goes right, or trying for the far post, goes into the middle. Borelli toes that one and skies it over the crossbar.
Yeah, those kind of volleys are not the simplest balls to play in on goal.
Well, especially first time. Well done by Tristan Hodge to get it out. Locomotive will have possession again. Ryan up top, and a foul. It's Lucho's scythe down on the edge of the midfield circle. Lucho's trimmed that bleach blonde hair.
He's probably busy because he's being a dad.
I would imagine. Daddy duties mean...
Your hair comes second.
Exactly.
At least second.
Hines. Well done by Aron to nod it back into the box. Now Boehner will be whistling for the foul as he takes down Elvis Amo. take a look at our referee tonight is Adam Kilpatrick, the man in the middle. Assistant referees Ricardo Ocampo and Chris Canales. Our fourth official tonight is Marco Vega. Here is Barry. Barry into the middle, well dealt with. Matt Boehner, Andrew Fox. Yuma is down. As soon as that ball was cleared out, the Spaniard took a seat. And it looks like, unfortunately, we're going to have a Texas Tech nod to the dock. Ricardo Ruiz would like to stay seated this evening, but he's up here in just the 4th minute. As we take a look at our Texas Tech injury report. And of course, for Locomotive FC, Chap Herrera out for the season. Siobhan John Brown. Siobhan is, he has a lower body injury. We're not exactly sure the severity of it, but he continues to be out.
And we know Chapa had the ACL surgery on his right knee on May 28th. So, you know, that's good that he's through that surgery and now just working to rehab till he can get back out on the pitch.
Saul Soto coming out to help Ricardo Ruiz, and that is not a good sign. As the Spaniard continues to be looked at by the medical staff. And as we take a look at our Casa Auto Group keys to the match, Heidi, what are you looking for this evening for Locomotive?
We start back with that speed. So Switchbacks have speed. It will be a good battle for Boehner and Yuma on the right side. If might not be Yuma in that center anymore, though. So Galena is probably one of the fastest players in the league and is quickly going to lead a transition opportunity for the Switchbacks. So communication with whoever is going to be in there is going to be key. And then manage the front three. El Paso needs to make sure they don't lose sight of Galena, Barry, and Amo. So Galena on the left side can sometimes get out wide, and when the ball's being played by Barry in the middle, defenders will follow him, and Galena can sit out wide, where he can then be one-on-one with the keeper.
Sadly, the team captain has had to leave the pitch. Martin Payares has been deputized to take over at center back here in the 6th minute. So Yuma's night is done. And we certainly hope there is nothing too serious. That ball played loose. And an easy pickup for Andrew Fox. Good pressure, though, by Colorado Springs.
And they shifted, looks like they shifted Foxy, though, over to be the pair with Boehner to really kind of watch that side, to maybe give Payares a little bit of a breather.
Right,
but,
yeah, that's his first game action in a while.
Yeah,
and you certainly don't want him to have to deal with that Galena-Berry combo. Hines trying his luck to send one in.
And then I didn't get to my third keys to the game because we had that substitution. So take advantage of tired legs. So El Paso is the more rested team playing home. Switchbacks got scored on with a man advantage simply due to their lack of depth. So Locomotive will press them hard and make them work, and the team will make mistakes. They don't always get back on defense quick enough, so look for El Paso's attacking players to create a ton of chances.
And apparently we're having a Texas Tech nod to the dock for Colorado Springs as well. So for Switchbacks FC, I want to say it's Matt Mahoney. That's actually Jimmy Ockford. Yeah. Well, Ockford, I mean, 16 games played. He's put in 1,400 minutes plus. And you pointed this out. This is a team without the same amount of depth as Locomotive FC.
Right.
We should also say Locomotive does have one academy player on its roster this evening. Raul Vasquez, Chapo. First time he has made the Locomotive bench. And that is another academy player that Locomotive has been able to bring in as it continues to try and deal with its depth issues. Liam Rose, we'll see exactly when those issues subside. Here's Lucho. Kind bounce for Locomotive FC. Lucho switching it back in. The live off for Calvillo. He stings Herrera's hands. Herrera spills the ball straight back to Hines. Hines tries a shot. It's straight at Herrera. Second time the Las Cruces native making no mistake.
No, but I like how Locomotive, you know, if you're going to create a chance and it doesn't go in, create another one. And Calvillo could have added to his goals.
That young man is on a tear since coming back to the El Salvador International. He's in 4 straight matches with a goal. That includes the bacon saver for Locomotive on the road versus Atlanta. What a beautiful free kick.
Oh, yeah.
Hines. Calvillo. Borelli. Nick Hines again. Little step over, nice toss back. One time, Calvillo. Great dish back from Maris, but everything so far has been right at Herrera.
Yeah, at least, but you know, I like that it's on frame at least.
Yes, shots on target. Locomotive has 3.
I mean, there's being rebounds. It's opportunities.
Dished in again, looking for, but not finding Lucho. And it's knotted out. It'll be a second corner kick for Locomotive. So Locomotive keeping the pressure on here in the early going.
Absolutely, and that's great to see all this pressure. Now they have to have that sense of urgency. Let's get something for it. Let's get a goal, get on the scoreboard.
Slow roller out to the edge of the area. Maris, left footer. Was trying to find Lucho, just wasn't able to turn. It'll be a Locomotive throw, and that was deflected out by the Switchbacks FC. The Switchbacks certainly under Brendan Berkey, after coming over from the Philadelphia Union organization, has gotten better every season. Has a lot to do with the man wearing the number 10 jersey, but it's a team sport.
Yeah,
they have been full value this year.
Well, and this year, what we've heard is that Haji Berry has really talked about he wants to also think about what's best for the team. And you've seen his numbers. He's still scoring goals, but he's raking in the assists now, too, making them even more dangerous of a team on attack.
Double digits, scored twice versus San Diego. 10 on the season. Borelli sneaks that one through, and Hines pushed down by Ockford, who's back onto the pitch, and a free kick.
You know, credit to Locos, too, though, because, as we've mentioned, they're second, and Switchbacks are third in goals scored across the league for 2022. So, you know, as proficient as the Switchbacks have been, the Locomotive have actually been just a little bit more, with 38 goals and the Switchbacks 36.
They'll run it into space here for Berry. Pursued by Payares, who comes over to help. Out it comes for Galena. Galena will throw it back. They'll come back the other side, trying to switch it. Mahoney. That's left loose, and Borelli's there to sweep it up. Keep it off the feet of Malik Johnson. Into the middle from Eris. Eris sees no way right, just decides to sneak it off to the left.
That little takeaway by Borelli is kind of his like trademark slide and take for sure. You know it's coming, but they can't do anything about it.
Right. Newton will spray it out wide. Here's Ryan. Borelli. Lots of space for the former Bravos team captain. Out to Hines. Hines. Borelli, first time. Tries to send it far post. And it's knotted out of trouble. Actually just out of play for a Colorado Springs throw. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at SelectSportAmerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Payares. And after so many injury struggles, wonderful to see Martin Payares, although Locomotive would like to have kept him on the bench for a while. Payares stepping in on Haji Berry here, but that's left open, wide open, around the keeper. Galena tossed away. They did just enough to delay him, and Payares is there to save the day again, along with Newton. How did Mitchie Galena not score?
His touch to try to stay away from Newton was just a little bit too wide, so Newton did a good job of just making him, that last touch, be just wide. And gosh, all of that team never die attitude. Everybody got back. Everybody the back line was in front of the goal and the keeper. So great recovery by Locomotive.
A critical mistake, but Colorado Springs cannot make Locomotive pay. And here's Borelli from Hines, and another corner kick coming for Locomotive. Actually, nope, out for a throw. Take a look at this. Newton comes out to delay it. Who gets that last touch? It is Payares. Had to be deputized in just the 6th minute to come on for the team captain, and he is doing some work here in the early going. No foul here. It'll be a Colorado Springs throw. Playoff battles beginning to heat up as 2 playoff hopefuls meet on ESPN Deportes, Rio Grande Valley. RGV Toros welcoming Las Vegas Lights to South Texas. That is Sunday, July 17th. Oh, a shot, stinging shot. Herrera had to turn that one away. And here comes Barry. Barry out to the right side and rocketed over the bar. Elvis Amo ready to tee one up, and there you see the speed. Switchbacks FC showing the wheels.
Absolutely, but I do like how the Locomotive did have that far post covered. Doesn't mean that a ball can't get bounced around there, but that's what you got to do when that speed kind of in transition gets you on the run.
But again, a shot on net on the other side for Locomotive from
Yes.
Aaron Gomez.
Yes.
Lead out of the back looking for Maris. Ockford deals with it. Here's Hines. Hines and Matt Mahoney going for it. It'll be a throw in.
Maybe that jersey is just a little bit too bright. You look up, you can't find the corner because you just find the keeper.
It's like a magnet.
Yeah, exactly.
That will be a foul and a free kick for Locomotive. Gomez taken down by Tristan Hodge. Aaron Gomez spent 3 seasons on loan here for Locomotive FC from Locomotive sister squad, FC Juarez Bravos. He is the all-time leading scorer for this Locomotive franchise. Finally has a home in El Paso. Apparently was born here. Great work, and there you see Aaron Gomez doing Aaron Gomez things. As we pointed out, maybe the USL's only box-to-box forward.
Yeah. He does not mind being the one has to do grind out there.
Galena on a great switch by Malik Johnson. Galena to the byline, steers it in. It'll be a first corner of the night as Fox just keeps it out of trouble. Switchbacks FC.
Yeah, Foxy knew he just did not want that ball to end up in front of the goal.
Amo and Berry both waiting for it at the edge of the 6. Well, gone are the days of Jordan Burt as Cam Lindley comes over to deliver this corner. Jordan Burt Reynolds. Remember that stash?
I do remember that.
That was incredible. Lindley, nice far post delivery, but headed out by Payares. And a nice dish with the head. Maris springs one forward. Not quite on target. Lucho will have to run it down. But does. Trying to send one in. It'll bounce kindly for Calvillo. And here is Aaron. And it's a goal! Aaron Gomez, what a beautiful delivery from Borelli. served on a platter. 1-0 Locomotive on the stroke of the 19th minute.
That looked like it was just like two guys out at a practice saying, I'm going to serve the ball to you, and you're just going to do this diving, flying header into the back of the net. Like no one else is on the pitch. Spectacular.
Gets inside position on Tristan Hodge. The fifth shot on net is in the net.
There was no chance anybody was going to come between that ball and the back of the net with that kind of a finish from Aaron Gomez. But that started, we saw that from the clear back here. A header out, ball to Lucho. He runs it down, even though it's a little long, and then they keep it alive, and then that perfect service from Borelli. And Gomez, I mean, he's our grinder goal scorer.
Incredible. And an injured player down. Is that Aaron Gomez? It is.
Yes.
Another Texas Tech nod to the dock, and looks like Aaron was hit in a sensitive area. We're going to have a replay of this? Okay. Whew, okay. That's awkward. That's awkward. Well, yeah. Get some air
Imagine it
back in
takes
those
your breath
lungs,
away.
man. I know there's protective gear, but
I think it's hard to run in that, isn't it?
yeah, a little bit. A little bit. None the worse for wear, though. Aaron Gomez and your Texas Tech.
He's going to shake it off and put another goal in the back of the net.
Exactly. Never let it be. If we have a camera angle on something, be prepared, people. Our crew is that good. We're going to give it to you. And it'll be a free restart here for Colorado Springs. Looks like we're going to have a ball drop.
Yeah.
For Switchbacks FC. Back and underway. 1-0 Locomotive. Aaron Gomez on the stroke of the 19th minute. And Ed Borelli, you won't find a prettier ball. Wasn't one of those that Aaron really had to twist for or maneuver for. He's delivered some of that. It was picture perfect.
Yes.
And what a skill to be able to serve it up that way. Aaron Gomez, whatever body part he can put on something, he will. And Ed Borelli, it should be said, it's not like nobody's seen film on the way he can deliver a ball. There was nobody near him to apply pressure. And of course that had to do with the pass to break out for Lucho. Locomotive clearly on the counter still, though.
Right, and then that service, it was just in the perfect spot in the 6-yard box, that just outside, right at the top of the line where the keeper's in no man's land. Come out, you can't win. You stay, you can't win if somebody puts a ball in like that.
Just incredible. 6th goal of the season for El Paso's all-time leading goal scorer, and Evan Newton did what he could to put it in touch and not allow the corner.
Yeah, and last year, Borelli led the team in crosses, and it wasn't even there was nobody even close second. So he's
nobody better.
You have to put pressure on him if you want his service not to be spot on.
And the deflection will allow Evan Newton a breather. Matt Mahoney trying to come in tight over the byline off of his foot. And here is Newton. leader in saves with 55 and shutouts, co-leader with 7. Clean sheets. And after the start he had, I tell you what, the way things are going for Locomotive, 9 unbeaten, I may feel the absolute best for Evan Newton for the way the season started and the abuse he was taking. To be the all-time leader in clean sheets and saves through his career for the USL Championship, and he's leading in both categories again this season. 2 other netminders with 7, and here's Haji Berry showing the wheels. Well done though by Andrew Fox. And Fox will steer clear. Well done by the Englishman. Calvillo trying to deliver up. The one to deliver it to. Malik Johnson. Johnson, the cross deflected off of Borelli. Comes to Hines. Finds Lucho to deliver to centrally, and he's fouled immediately by Dennis Erdmann.
That's a nice little turn by Hines, and then a sweet ball into Lucho's feet. That was
somebody
nice.
was. So I heard this through the Locomotive chatter. Like there's a world in which Nick Hines has 4 assists this year. He has served some incredible balls in, and both the road trips, RGV and Atlanta, it went wanting. Let's just say the finish was not there.
He just needs to keep serving them up like that. It will come. It will come.
We shall see. Maris, Bayatis, bit of a slow roller, but well ahead. On the other side, comes all the way to Herrera. Hines, 5'10", 24-year-old, the Jamaican. Easy pickup here for Newton. Former Akron Zip is Nick Hines. Did spend a little time with Nashville SC along with Austin Bold. That's going to be a foul on Calvillo.
I think it might be on Gomez.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tristan Hodge taken down, favoring that shoulder. So we take a look at our Southwest University player profile, and why not? The man to give Locomotive a 1-0 lead. 6 goals, 6 assists, 18 games and 13 starts. Aaron Gomez has done an outstanding job this season. But dangerous free kick forthcoming. Served in to the edge of the box, knotted back into the middle, and it is an offside flag. Cam Lindley, hands on his head, saying, hey, that was a pretty solid effort. We were getting something rolling there, but perhaps Elvis Amo a step ahead of the back line. This is something, you know, Locomotive has scored its share of early goals. Sometimes it's held up, other times it hasn't, but still, first goals, it's just got to be a relief if you're coming in, especially to a match this big.
Yeah, and I mean, it kind of sets the tempo. You know, you're like, okay, they've been attacking, they've been creating chances, and now they had a result from all of that attack. You know, it gives them a little bit of space to, if there is an error, but, you know, right now they just want to continue to be disciplined and, you know, be careful on that transition with the speed that the other team has. But it can just kind of give you a lot more confidence and just continue to keep going forward and attacking. Like, don't change what you're doing, continue to attack.
Dennis Erdmann, after the foul, picks up the first caution of the match. Here in the 28th minute, Locomotive on the restart. And here is Calvillo, trying to slot one over to Hines. Berry has that one deflect back for him. Maris to control.
Job for the Indiana native. All the way back for Newton. Hines waiting for Mahoney to make a move. There's Borelli's slide. Calvillo, Hines, Borelli have done a great job up that left wing. We talk about the left wing for Colorado Springs coming into the match. So far, Galena and Berry held in check. But the night is young.
Yes.
Midway through the 29th, service from Amo. The long switch to Galena. Galena in the box, makes a move. Well defended by Boehner and by the man from Zionsville. Maris to help defend. Mahoney. Malik Johnson. Aron couldn't quite get it cleared. Good work by Beverly Makangila. Excellent job here on the right wing by Boehner. The Ohioan doing a solid job. 31 years of age. Talk about the old Johnny Cash song, I've Been Everywhere. That's a guy who's made his tour through the USL Championship.
And I really like how Locomotive just rode through that potentially dangerous opportunity when Switchbacks switched it to the opposite field. They got isolated with Boehner, but Maris got back, the whole team. They kind of, came back and team defensed it, got the ball, got possession, were patient enough to knock it around, lose it, win it, now get back onto the offensive half.
Great work by Lucho, Borelli. Maris drawing a crowd, gets back to make a play to Borelli. The cross in. Dylan Maris doesn't beat the triple team, and again a deflection here for Borelli from Ryan now.
And they're just keeping it alive, Locomotive. They're being ruthless.
They know they need to be. Here's Calvillo, winds up, that's deflected, off the bar to Hines. Far post, trying to find Lucho, deflected over the byline and out for a goal kick. That was another golden opportunity on breakdowns. Calvillo, what a rocket.
Yeah, and there's a deflection. It just hit that post. And you know those round goal posts, you never know kind of where it's going to deflect.
Mercy.
And then Hines with that another pretty good strike, just missing the frame.
I think he was waiting for Lucho to flash in, but if it was a shot, it was too far to the side. If it was a cross, it was too far ahead. Here's Galena, though. Oh, Galena 5 holes his man. To Haji Berry, deflected over. Richie Ryan. Desperate defending for Locomotive. It stays 1-0.
Richie Ryan getting all the way back. He's usually not the last defender.
Right.
But he is not having any of it tonight.
Oh, Locomotive playing excellent team defense. You pointed out Dylan Maris tracking back. We know Aron Gomez is always going to be there if he can be.
Well, Switchbacks want to get their speedy guys isolated 1v1. I mean, that's what they if they can get that, they're going to have a field day. And Locomotive knows they need to help each other. They need to cover and pair up.
Andrew Fox gets ahead on that cross from Lindley. Switchbacks will reset. Tristan Hodge. Lindley back to Hodge. Herrera. Fox has that one handled. Payada swing and a miss. Ready to take advantage. The drop for Berry, touched away. Evan Newton.
That was a huge save.
Elvis Amo all over the mistake by Payares. But again, they cannot make Locomotive pay.
And Newton, he had could even been a little bit screened by his own defender, but he read that perfectly and just awesome save there, because that was in.
That was headed for that bottom corner. Here's Lindley from the other side. Lindley, near post, deflected by Amo. Ramps up and out of the box. Barry, Hodge, and Barry. Will serve a low drive in. Fox toes that one out. But not out of trouble a bit, at least to the halfway line by Calvillo. Try and switch it again. That is going to be offside. The flag is up. Locomotive with a free kick. Galina's finding himself in a lot of space tonight, Heidi, and of course, we see this on the left for Locomotive. Nick Hines has been in acres of space himself, but they find ways to find him open.
Right. And Galina, though, they've to really get him in the isolated position, they've had to serve a long ball, floating ball over there. So Locomotive has been committed and taken the time that ball is in the air to get back and when it's ready to be going forward, to give help. So that's been a huge commitment on the Locomotive side to make sure that they do what they can to not make that have that be much less dangerous than it could be. Now, if they can start to get him isolated and thread it through and switch fields maybe a little quicker on the ground, that's where they might be able to partner up and take more advantage of Locomotive in the back.
Amo taken down. It'll be a foul on Andrew Fox. With a sky ball, Borelli down underneath it easily. Here's Ryan. Hodge waits patiently for it to go in touch. Maris, Hodge in front of him. No foul play on either way. Calvillo. Touched back by Aron Gomez. Payares. Gomez. Play on, says the referee. Taken down roughly by Makangila. But back it comes to Locomotive. Quick 1-2s. Dylan Maris has been excellent so far tonight.
Maris's footwork there.
Mucho. Long cross. Nobody in fatigues or camo to get a hold of that. Locomotive has been solid down the wings, but their runs down the middle have been pretty solid as well.
Absolutely. It's just been waves of attacking players. And then that's really tough on the defensive side when you're not, who's coming, who's got this mark. You got to try and have people come back with them and pass people on, and it just can cause tons of fits for opponents.
Galina draws a crowd out to Barry, threads one through, and Galina knows he can't touch it. Goal kick, well offside. But you see Colorado Springs trying to thread some things together here.
Yep, they're absolutely. But you can also see that the Locomotive watched film on what they were trying to do. So now they just need to, Switchbacks needs to figure out how to do one more play that looks like that, and then, kind of switch and bait, or bait and switch, opposite of the way.
You talk about the video, Marina Shkowski, video and technology analyst. That's kind of new this year for John Hutchinson's squad. She has really, I think, made a huge difference. And we talk about the way Locomotive, especially when they're able to make halftime adjustments, the way they come out, the substitution John Hutchinson's made throughout the season. It has a lot to do with those video analysis, and Marina has done a wonderful job. in that role. Free kick here for Colorado Springs. And she's doing work right now, which she will take down to the locker room here at half.
Yeah, to have that kind of real-time information is awesome. I mean,
here's Maris to Hines. Hines will roll one back. Maris will take one to the far post, and Herrera had to get there. In it comes, and in it goes. Offside flag is up and will not count. Lucho from Borelli. It will not count. It remains 1-0. Love to see a replay of this, but the flag is up. Dylan Maris. Herrera with a great save. Borelli able to bring it in, and Lucho feels hard done by, looking for his 8th goal. And now another Texas Tech nod to the dock. In the back, I believe that is Tristan Hodge. What a save by Herrera. Just his 3rd start. Couldn't fight off the last, but it won't matter. He made the one that counts.
Right. The first one. That was a great look by Maris.
My goodness.
Just created a little bit of space, got it up over the top, and
Maris with a little lullaby move, and then all of a sudden rocket to the far corner. That was destined for, as the youngsters say, top bins. It didn't get there.
But again, Locomotive keeps the play alive, keeps the pressure on Switchbacks, so they just can't kind of catch up. And that's the thing with the amount of scoring that Switchbacks is capable of. The Locomotive needs to get on the board more goals.
And apparently, Tristan Hodge, his night is done. Isaiah Foster's going to come on to replace him. So both coaches having to make some first half substitutions due to injury. Of course, Yuma in just the 6th minute. Martin Payares, though, great job by Payares to come in basically cold and be involved in a lot of important defensive plays so far.
Oh, absolutely. But, Coach Hutchinson talks about they train on their principles of play. They train on what their team does. Everybody knows what they're doing, what he emphasizes. They work on that every time, and then they look at the opponent. So Payares, I'm sure in practice, Payares has gotten, a feel for a lot of things. Games are always a little bit different, but he's stepping in and at a critical moment with Yuma out.
Isaiah Foster, first touches of the ball. Some critical defensive work there for Switchbacks FC. And it'll be a foul on Andrew Fox, who says, hey, he leaned in and just fell over. Doesn't matter. It's whistled. Elvis Amo earns the free kick. Lead ball out of the back. If you don't think Haji Berry can run it down, think again. But the better angle, Martin Payares. It'll bounce kindly, though, for Switchbacks. Berry. That bounced up off his hand. It wasn't seen. In it comes. That is offside. Flag is up. Amo. A step ahead of the back line. And it comes to nothing anyway.
And the ability to communicate and work together like that, to have the offside line work so well, especially with Yuma not being in and Payares not being in matches regularly right now, is incredible.
Up and over the back, Jimmy Ockford. Keeping Lucho from receiving that as we take a look at 8th notch. I can't believe there's a single 8th notcher who is scared of the camera. I saw some shy away. It's like, come on. Great atmosphere is always provided by El Paso Supporter Group. Good job by Ryan, who is tripped up by Makingala. So tries the charm, Makangila. Caution issued to Martin Payares. Must have been for descent.
I'm sure. Well,
There was no time wasting element. He
Ryan
didn't come in and make contact.
No, but Ryan, I mean, that was kind of a cheap foul, you know. And Ryan does not like, I'm sure he does not like that. And,
it was on Richie Ryan.
Richie.
So obviously
so the
descent,
captain
as he was the
had
one who was
something to
fouled.
say about it. Yes.
Right. So we are officially told that the caution was issued to the team captain, Richie Ryan. Close to the 45th minute, Locomotive has survived what Colorado Springs has thrown at it so far. But we see what Brendan Berkey's squad is capable of, the sheer athleticism and better ball movement. No foul here. Elvis Amo thinking there was one. Into the 45th minute we go. Borelli, pass off target. Payares again though, great work. Keeps Malik Johnson from getting any closer. Payares is well over the byline. It will be a corner kick. Four minutes of stoppage time. We have had a couple of nods to the dock that have taken a few extra minutes for both Yuma and Tristan Hodge. Cam Lindley's going to get another shot at it here from the corner. Lindley, a low drive into the middle, out to the edge of the area, bringing it down, tossing it over. Barry can't get her. It's into the mixer, and another corner coming. Lucho back to defend. Everybody's back. Lindley will have to trot over to the other side.
Yeah, in training they talked about how this was going to be a team effort on defense, and we definitely have seen that tonight.
Cam Lindley drives one into the middle. Nodded back out by Aron Gomez. So the two forwards have been the ones to nod Locomotive out of trouble. How about that? Lindley, former Major League Soccer player with Orlando City, Memphis 901, FC Cincinnati, Indy 11. Played in San Antonio last year. Great nod, looking to find Barry from Amo. That'll be pushed out by Payares, and a flurry of corners here for Switchbacks FC. Cam Lindley's right foot getting a workout. He's the man to take the corner kicks. Locomotive has held so far, but into stoppage time. Let's see. Lindley, the outswinger, nodded back and over the bar. Getting up for that was Dennis Erdmann, the big German. Able to get ahead to it.
Yeah,
To no avail.
It's just not quite sorted out amongst Locomotive who would be challenging him on that one. Fortunately, he just has it up on top of a little bit too high.
Well over 6 foot, the durable German. Played quite a bit in Zwei Bundesliga in Germany throughout his career before joining Switchbacks. Certainly a veteran presence for that back line. And one of the big reasons Switchbacks has done as well as it has. But here's Locomotive. Excellent work. Aron Gomez trying to tee one up. It's deflected. And good work to slide away from Borelli up that right wing side for Switchbacks. All the way up the pitch, and it's going to be a foul called on Payares as he takes down Malik Johnson and earns the caution. Well, Johnson had steered it. It looked like it was headed out of play, so Payares probably didn't need to make the contact he did. We'll see if this is the last action. Well, that's interesting. On the replay.
Yes, I would agree.
You make the call.
I would agree, but it looks like maybe on the landing of the fall.
He didn't stick the landing.
No.
Okay. Maybe that's it.
He didn't stick his landing, because that was.
Well, he's holding his shoulder. Another Texas Tech nod to the dock. Johnson showing the wheels. Payares standing in the way, and there was some brushing contact, but not a whole lot. Here's the angle. Well, Johnson is back up and under his own steam, apparently. And we'll have to come off, and this might be the last action of the half. Locomotive. At the 19th minute. There's the angle. Swung the leg out, and I'm sure that's what the referee saw. Did that leg make contact?
I don't know. We need a little reel to
back and
control
forth.
the back and forth speed ourselves.
Right. The shuttle. Well, in the eyes of Adam Kilpatrick, he did. And here's another free kick. This one for Cam Lindley. Set pieces at the end. Malik Johnson still, he's hurt in that right shoulder. Lindley to serve it into the middle, and it's knotted out. And that is a foul on Colorado Springs as Payares is knocked over. And I would imagine after Evan Newton puts this back into play, we are done for the half.
And I'm glad Locomotive was able to steer that, out of danger, because there was kind of that long stoppage for the injury. Sometimes there's a little lack of focus, or their team has like their set piece play that they kind of sneak in on you. So
that did not happen. Evan Newton sends it into the sky, and at the half, Locomotive leads it 1-0. Aron Gomez, the all-time leader in goals, has put El Paso ahead here at the half with a beautiful assist by Eder Borelli. Locomotive has kept that pressure on. Colorado Springs hasn't been able to solve it tonight so far, Heidi. One-0 Locomotive as Borelli on a platter to Aron Gomez. The GECU halftime show coming up next. Stick around.
From El Paso's only Ford President's Award winner, introducing the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Ford.
It's the advantage of a bigger selection with over 500 vehicles to choose from. It's the advantage of easy financing to get you approved, along with a 6-month, 6,000-mile limited warranty included with every vehicle. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise, so you can shop with ease. Casa Ford is much more than just great new vehicles. Discover the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage today at Casa Ford.
Welcome to the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. Locomotive FC 1, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC 0. Duke Keith and Heidi Mocha back with you. A beautiful sunset tonight here in the Borderland as Locomotive FC leads it 1-0. Power rankings, let's check out where Locomotive lands on the USL Championship's weekly power rankings, where you can visit uslchampionship.com to find out yourself. We'll take a look at the scores from Wednesday first. Riverhounds FC, or SC rather, 1-0 over Indy 11, who did indeed lose today as well. Not good for Mark Lowry's squad over the last few matches. Detroit City FC, 1-1 draw versus Hartford Athletic. Atlanta United 2 did very nicely versus Locomotive at the weekend, 3-3 versus Birmingham Legion. And New Mexico United, a big 1-0 win over Rio Grande Valley on Wednesday night. That's a look at your Wednesday scorecard as we now take a look at the Western Conference standings. And San Antonio FC has just been full value all season long. Switchbacks FC in second place. They would not, even if they had won on Monday, have been able to leapfrog San Antonio, but right there, just 4 points off the pace. Loyal SC making a move, 34 points. They were winners on that big Independence Day match versus Switchbacks in Colorado Springs at altitude. Impressive. But Locomotive FC, 9 straight unbeaten. 9 straight results and 30 points for fourth place. New Mexico United right in behind. Sacramento Republic and LA Galaxy 2 making up the last 2 playoff spots. As we take a look for Locomotive FC, congratulations as well to Sacramento Republic for making it to the semifinals of the Open Cup. They will be hosting Sporting KC. That's going to happen on July 27th. The power rankings, do check it out. Find out every week where El Paso lands in the weekly USL Power Rankings at uslchampionship.com. And don't forget, games on ESPN, the Mothership and the Deuce. That's where we saw San Diego and Colorado Springs last Monday night. Wonderful to have it on actual, television, where you can go on cable and find it. 1-0 here at the half. Locomotive FC over Switchbacks FC. Back with more of the GECU halftime show when we return.
Goes topics. I mean, yeah, let's talk about
Stop it.
Today we're gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. The score in this one is Locomotive 1, Switchbacks nothing. It's a beautiful night here at Southwest University Park, and we're gonna get to see that. We're gonna get to see that goal that put us up ahead, 1-0. Borelli with a perfectly placed service, and our most clinical attacker and club leading goal scorer, Aaron Gomez. He makes that look easy. There is no getting in. Here's the goal cam view. There was no stopping that. That was a whole team effort, though. It started on the transition.
Ball up to Lucho, ran it down, back to Borelli, over to Gomez, and there is no doubt about it. It is in the back of the net. It is a beautiful night out here at Southwest University Park in El Paso, and in El Paso 1, Switchback 0.
Now, from El Paso's only Ford President's Award winner, introducing the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Ford.
It's the advantage of a bigger selection with over 500 vehicles to choose from. It's the advantage of easy financing to get you approved, along with a 6-month, 6,000-mile limited warranty included with every vehicle. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise, so you can shop with ease. Casa Ford is much more than just great new vehicles. Discover the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage today at Casa Ford.
El Paso's #1 certified pre-owned Nissan dealer introduces the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Nissan.
It's the advantage of a bigger selection with over 500 vehicles to choose from. It's the advantage of certified pre-owned Nissans covered by a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise, so you can shop with ease. Casa Nissan is more than just great new vehicles. Discover the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage today at Casa Nissan.
Welcome back to downtown El Paso. Locomotive FC 1-0 over Switchbacks FC. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha here in the GECU halftime show as we take a look at our first half stats. And I think you're going to like the shooting accuracy, Heidi. One of your big points. Shots on target. Well, 60% shots on target, 6 shots on goal, 10 total shots. It's a basically 2-1 margin over Switchbacks FC. And maybe the best defense is a good offense versus a team that can fill it up like Switchbacks.
Absolutely. I mean, we've already mentioned that Locomotive and Switchbacks, 2nd and 3rd in goals scored in the league. So, I mean, Switchbacks are going to come out and not be happy with a goose egg. So Locomotive needs to continue to attack and get those in the back of the net.
Outstanding work, and again, 60% shot accuracy. Passing accuracy, it's right where Locomotive has been pretty much all season long, atop the championship at 82%. And that has been outstanding work.
And a real quick shout out to our Hospitals of Providence employee highlight. Tonight we feature Francisco Pizana. He's a registered nurse at the Memorial Campus. He's committed to caring for his heart patients and improving their health and well-being. Thank you, Francisco, for your commitment to care for our community.
That is where we stand at the half. GECU halftime show continues. Locomotive FC 1-0 over Switchbacks FC. Second half and highlights on the other side, right here from El Paso.
Thank you for watching the GECU halftime show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU online banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Now, from El Paso's only Ford President's Award winner, introducing the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Ford.
It's the advantage of a bigger selection with over 500 vehicles to choose from. It's the advantage of easy financing to get you approved, along with a 6-month, 6,000-mile limited warranty included with every vehicle. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise, so you can shop with ease. Casa Ford is much more than just great new vehicles. Discover the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage today at Casa Ford.
El Paso's #1 certified pre-owned Nissan dealer introduces the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage at Casa Nissan.
It's the advantage of a bigger selection with over 500 vehicles to choose from. It's the advantage of certified pre-owned Nissans covered by a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. It's the advantage of our 7-day cashback promise so you can shop with ease. Casa Nissan is more than just great new vehicles.
Discover the Casa Pre-Owned Advantage today at Casa Nissan.
Welcome back, everybody, to Southwest University Park. 1-0 at the break. Duke Keith with Heidi Mocha. Locomotive FC has had a pretty solid first 45 minutes as we check out some of the highlights from that first half. Locomotive FC about ready to head back to the pitch. How about Lucho to Borelli? Over to Calvillo. And Christian Herrera in just his third start making some outstanding saves. As is that man, Evan Newton. It goes wide. Michi Galina denied by Payares at the last, but more importantly, by Evan Newton at the first. And here it is, the big moment, just as the clock struck 19 minutes, side netting for Aron Gomez, his 27th goal all-time for Locomotive FC, his 7th of the season. Just amazing for Locomotive. Striking his 6th of the season, but still gorgeous and big opportunities. It rolls over the top foot of Lucho's there, but Evan Newton, again, he's been called upon just a couple of times, but he's been there when he's needed to be.
Oh yeah, those were that first breakaway where he got
Forced
to go wide. Yeah, I mean, if that's a complete game changer if that goes in the back of the net, and then to get down and get that well-placed, well-struck shot. I mean, those are two huge saves to keep Locomotive in this game and on top. But now, this is only the first meeting between the teams in this year, but it's 11th all-time, and the Switchbacks have never won against El Paso. So they have El Paso has a 5-0-5 record and a +9 goal differential. So, and most recently, Locomotive second half rally to find 3 goals to win 4-2 in the last October season. So, if things keep going the way history has, then Locomotive just would like a little bit more room, get it on the board, another goal in the back of the net.
Well, interesting, the last time they met, a win for Locomotive FC here last year. And Maka King, who is with Switchbacks FC, injured, scored, I believe, the tying goal at the time. Good lead ball here, easily handled by Herrera. Ron Gomez. Can't get inside on Isaiah Foster. Both of these coaches very solid at making their changes. Here, though, Dylan Maris. Maris looking for the far corner. Didn't miss by much, but not on frame. As we see eighth notch continue, these guys never sit down. Maris
finding space for himself.
Right.
He's creating that opportunity.
And testing from the edge of the 18. One big save by Herrera on a shot that was absolutely destined for the far corner. Malik Johnson apparently got some tending to at halftime. Looks none the worse for wear. Both teams having to make an injury substitution. Tristan Hodge out of the match in the 41st, replaced by Isaiah Foster, and of course for Locomotive, it's team captain Yuma Monsalves. The veteran Spaniard sitting down in the 6th minute and having to come off. Martin Payares, though, has done very well.
He has stepped in and filled that slot well, and as we mentioned earlier, they kind of flip-flop. Foxy moved over to be the right pairing kind of with Boehner, and so far they've done a pretty good job.
Well, for having to come in as emergency center back, Martin Payares has been involved in some big action so far. Lucho trying to control. Well dealt with, though, by Jimmy Ockford.
Yes, I'm sure having Yuma on the pitch was not in the game plan.
Indeed. He is, not only is he a great central defender, he's kind of El Paso's talisman. He's the man they follow, which is why he wears the captain's armband, being worn by Richie Ryan in Yuma's absence. Two elder statesmen of this Locomotive squad. Good work to keep control by Lucho. Allow Locomotive with some more possession. Foster keeping it away from the dangerous feet of Aron Gomez. And here's the switch, Malik Johnson. Johnson. Borelli gets a touch, but Johnson tries one, well wide.
And that's the thing. Switchbacks look like they're just trying to get that 1v1 matchup, isolation out on the flank and make something happen. And with their speed, they've had success, I'm sure, throughout the season doing that.
Why not? Sure.
And then if they do draw, you know, help, then now, like we said, they'll dish it off to another teammate. But Locomotive's done a good job of, as we've said, team defense.
And here is the veteran German, Dennis Erdmann. Ockford up that right wing. Haji Berry. Tantalizing, trying to find the through ball. Back to him is Lindley, well intercepted.
Yeah, good. I'm glad Ryan got that ball because Haji Berry was making a run and he was not covered.
Nick Hines, that deflects well for Locomotive, and Herrera off his line. Way down, Aron Gomez trying to turn and fire, nowhere to go for Dylan Maris. And that's some solid defense there by Matt Mahoney along with Isaiah Foster.
Yeah, if they could have just got that touch settled a little more, an early ball, try to just hop it over the keeper.
Barry trying to slot one back and through. Andrew Fox is on it, keeping it away from Galena. Richie Galena, not a man you want one-on-one. Although, as you pointed out in the first half, Evan Newton did his work. And there is Calvillo. Borelli slots in. Aron Gomez taken down. I think they wanted a foul out on the left side for Hines.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely would have been called a foul, but I believe the ref said play on for advantage, which that ball across by Borelli, it was a huge ball.
Adam Kilpatrick has let the boys get after it a little bit tonight. Nothing wrong with that.
Soccer's a contact sport.
Sure. Hines, great headed delivery into Lucho, tries to return the favor. And it's in touch for a throw. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. ESPNplus.com or plus.espn.com to sign up today.
So they showed that replay of the foul on Hines.
Yeah.
It was clearly a foul, and I want to say that the official gave a card out for a foul that was less harsh. Just yes, on Biotis.
Painter just drew a caution for a slight tug here in the 52nd minute. Well,
so the official does not like cheeky fouls, but
I guess. I think he's aware of Colorado Springs' speed on the wing, and any obstruction to that is something he's going to make a call on. But Matt Boehner carded here in the 52nd minute.
It's a good ball across.
Going at it is Johnson, left it behind. And then Borelli. Just to stay home, Ryan lofting it into space, and Calvillo appreciates the effort, just wasn't able to get there. Switchbacks, I think, trying to get some of the momentum of this game back. I think they see an opportunity. Haji Berry trying to thread a ball through for Galena on the left. Fox and Boehner doing work.
But Locomotive on the when they had a takeaway, they have so much composure in the back.
Aaron Gomez on a great ball from Calvillo. Well fronted by Foster. Aaron has to come all the way through. And I'll drop off for Ryan. Borelli. Headed out by Mahoney. Calvillo. El Salvador International to Maris. Maris to Hines. Wants to feed Maris, and well dealt with by Mahoney. But straight for Ryan to the far post. And Herrera keeps it out of trouble. On the counter, here's Berry. That's offside. Amo, another offside flag on him.
Yeah, it might have been nice if Maris, I think Maris might have had a chance to be a little bit more selfish and have a strike himself.
He hasn't been afraid to try it from there.
He hasn't, and then the other thing is if there's been deflections or rebounds, you know, and we had a lot of players there that could have been cleaning it up. But if we had scored off that play, then, you know,
right.
Hindsight, right?
Hindsight's 20/20. Lindley through ball. Bounces up, Berry trying to bring it down, and again, Bayatis doing his work. Getting some help from Borelli here. Touch back kept in play. Here's Lindley. Lindley slots one across. He's tying one up, and it's wide. Malik Johnson. Time, opportunity, but no accuracy.
And in Locomotive's favor was his first touch. His first touch, he popped it up, and then it was not nearly as easy to strike a ball and keep it down on target as if his first touch had been clean. It would have been much easier for him to just strike it and get it on frame. So that was to Locomotive's advantage in that situation.
You could tell on the replay Evan Newton breathing a slight sigh of relief. Nowhere near him. What a touch by Aaron Gomez. Aaron Gomez chips one into the middle. Herrera brings it down. Lucho.
Well read by Herrera.
The Las Cruces native has had some spectacular saves in just his third start of the season for Colorado Springs. Usually Jeff Caldwell's the man Switchbacks calls on, but showing out in front of, I'm sure, family and friends tonight.
I'm sure we have a contingent from Las Cruces here.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC channel 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. That's 5 o'clock Mountain every Tuesday night. Live matches from the Championship, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC channel 157 and the SXM app. It's going to be a corner kick.
Locomotive, I mean, Switchbacks have really kind of had a run of opportunities, and Locomotive's riding it through, but they have got to try and keep them off the board right now.
We say Switchbacks, I think, kind of notices it's in the ascendancy. Here's Lindley again on the corner, driven ball, and Aaron Gomez. Forwards have done a great job on set pieces, but stepping through, in it comes, onside, offside. Flag is up. Again, Amo. They have done just enough to keep him just ahead.
And fortunately, if it hadn't been offsides, the goalpost, those round goalposts, was the backup. That dinged right off it.
Mercy. I think Colorado Springs, though, is sensing
so I
their momentum.
Watched some of the game from
Great
the
back
Switchbacks
heel.
last match.
Yeah.
And Devin Kerr said there's the highest scoring teams in the first 15 minutes of each half is San Diego, Colorado Stings, and Louisville City. So we're just coming up on, what, 15 minutes of the first 15 minutes of the second half, and that's what we've seen. Switchbacks, you know, trying to get after it. I mean, they are score in the first 15 minutes of each half in the top 3 in all of the USL Championship.
Amos puts one right up into the middle. Nobody in black and blue to pick it up. Here's a free kick earned by Malik Johnson.
And I probably should give Devin Kerr credit for, I think he was the one who had that statistic that he shared.
Malik Johnson is all over the referee, who urges a little more calm and composure. Adam Kilpatrick. The foul is on Borelli. And another free kick as the Capos do their thing for Eighth Notch.
Eighth Notch is wanting a goal in the Locomotive's favorite goal right in front of them. You gotta get forward on that transition.
Well, we've reached the 60th minute, so we've played that 15. Another opportunity here for Cam Lindley. MLS veteran, far post this time, and a foul in the box for a push. I believe that is Erdman. Locomotive quickly. The long outlet, route 1 to Aron Gomez. If there's any player to make that happen, it is Gomez, and
he finds a way
the box
to
box
run it
forward
down
makes
and
his run.
keep possession.
Incredible.
Just battles, battles, battles.
Ryan trying to find Hines, but that's picked out well by Mahoney.
But Ellie is on the chase.
So is Malik Johnson again. Johnson up the right wing side, steps Ryan. Johnson into the middle. Barry off his foot. Evan Newton letting his defense have it. But again, controlled deserting at just the last touch for Switchbacks FC. Locomotive, though, continuing to live dangerously. How many more opportunities will there be for Switchbacks?
I don't know, but that was a counterattack of counterattacks. I mean, they just pushed that pace of that ball. Bodelli was on the run, but he could not make it back. They just got forward and then just put that ball across. I mean, Locomotive is lucky that that was a missed touch, because that does not happen very often by Barry.
Switchbacks FC, Haji Berry in his second season was tied for most goals in a season last year. Much without Mitchie Galena. That pass is awkward. And here's Berry again. Bodelli trying to find it out the right wing side. Switchbacks ready to pick his pocket. Dylan Maris is going to be whistled for the foul. And Richie Ryan again with words for the official Adam Kilpatrick.
Richie Ryan is the captain, so he has that authority to speak with the official, but he's on a card already, so he's got to
Maris whistled for the foul, and a dangerous free kick coming for Switchbacks FC. Cam Lindley, who has done just about every long action, looks like he's setting up for it. Happened right in front of the referee.
Yeah, he did put his body into him, and then he got a little tap back.
Not a 50-50 ball in the eyes of Adam Kilpatrick, and here is Lindley. Maybe a little far off the byline, but certainly.
Definitely in a dangerous spot.
Dangerous, yes. Cam Lindley, a pair of goals this season, along with 6 assists. He is the man to dish for Switchbacks FC.
Yes, he's definitely helps create some of their opportunities as they get forward.
Will somebody to be ready to eat what he serves up? Lindley chips it in, and it's a foul in the box on Colorado Springs, though it was well dealt with by Aron Gomez again.
Is he a forward, a midfielder, a defender?
Again, I think
he's
box to box forward.
Forward.
You hear the box to box midfielder. That's a thing, right? He is basically his own thing.
He is his own thing. earlier, but this is the first, I think, call that he's drawn.
Erdman again. And here is Hines. Hines into space. Borelli wasn't ready for that. Bounces nicely for Lucho. And again for Hines. And here is Nick Hines. Long one into the box. It's off target looking for Maris. But a Locomotive throw upcoming. Just trying to find a toe hold back in the game, and here is about the time John Hutchinson will start to bring in some fresh troops. Who might we see? All those halftime adjustments, and Hutch has been on his game. Working on Foster, gets loose of him. Amo. Lindley to Barry, off to the race. Corner kick. Gone through like nothing.
Gets around the well read by Newton.
And here is Lindley. By Fox. Brought down. Here's Lindley. The nice drop. You see, sure.
And he went with his hand. It's just that higher level. That's a protective style. So he went after the ball. He didn't go after the man.
Matt Mahoney saying 50-50, but yeah, you're not going to win that call with a keeper.
Well, and I mean, he knew there was a player there, but he wasn't going after the player.
Sure.
He went after the ball, so.
The ball to be saved. Again, though, Colorado Springs playing largely on El Paso's half of the pitch right now. Trying to take advantage of some measure of momentum. The Locomotive looks for their own toe hold here. Foster. Isaiah Foster laying it off for Makangila. Amo. Galena scythed down by Richie Ryan, and Richie's actually Boehner. He's going to need to be careful there.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I think he was thinking the same thing. He was like, uh-oh. He's already on a yellow.
Matt Boehner, the man from Ohio, has been solid pickup for Locomotive in his third season with the club. Here is Lindley again. Certainly Switchbacks getting lots of opportunity on set pieces. That's knocked down. Flag is up on Switchbacks FC. Been offside an awful lot.
I was just going to say, Duke, what's the number on that? Because
I'm going to find out. 6. And here comes Locomotive. Long ball out, Aron Gomez. Aron takes a shot.
He was on his favorite left foot, but just
couldn't steer it on frame.
He goes for the field goal.
Section 103 taking the abuse there.
Yeah. But he's like we were talking about before. That was he was like, I'm confident in my ability
and why not
to create and get this chance off and take that shot. Just has to be a better shot next time.
This backside, Lindley wins possession back for Switchbacks. Galena, Lindley. Puts one through to the middle. Haji Berry trying to control, and Ryan. Chip that back and out of trouble. Newton says, let's take a break.
And as great as Newton's saves are with his hands, he has strong foot skills.
Well, and that's what you need if you're going to have a team that plays out of the back like Locomotive does. That is the way the modern keepers play the game.
Absolutely. And he
There
does
you
it well.
Brendan Berkey, indeed. He's done it very well this season. Hines earns Locomotive a throw-in. Do you like that style? I mean, the way the things go, the pressing, kind of that up-tempo style. Is that do you enjoy that style of soccer?
Yes, I mean, it's attractive, it's entertaining.
Here's Hines. Nice sidestep. Hines looking for the far post. It'll go over for a corner kick. Herrera gives a big pat on the back to Cam Lindley.
Yeah, that was a huge stop because that was some quick feet.
Nick Hines showing off the moves.
Just right around.
Left the German in his wake. But Cam Lindley providing helper in Locomotive with a set piece. Here's Richie Ryan. Out-swinging ball to the far post. Knotted down. Bayatis just didn't get anything on it. It'll be a Locomotive throw. Where they wanted it to go, but Martin Bayatis.
Yeah, it was just out of reach of Foxy, and then Payatis keeps it alive, puts it back in the mixer, but can't capitalize on that.
And we appear to have an injury timeout as Cam Lindley took something up high. Seems to be holding his chest. Maybe got the wind knocked out of it. Well, Texas Tech nod to the doc. Both teams' athletic trainers have been busy men tonight.
And that's with the grueling travel and game after game after game, and that mid-season, it's just like we said, it's all the teams are going through it. It's no fun.
Well, Colorado Springs did get a few days off. They've been at home their last two matches. The loss to San Diego on the heels of a nice win a few nights earlier, but they have had a number of matches in a short amount of time, as has Locomotive.
And they have a short available roster.
That might be the biggest part. You look down Locomotive's roster, and again we point out Raul Vasquez Chapo, his first call up from the Locomotive Academy. He's on the 18. Don't know that he'll see action tonight, but he's available, and that would make him hopefully the 6th or 7th Academy player Locomotive has been able to bring in. They've played him too. What a luxury. Rolled into the middle. Bounces for Berry. Berry trying to go to the far side, nipped out by Boehner. Galena will control. Again, switchbacks. Everything but the goal so far. They've had the possession. Set piece opportunity after set piece opportunity, but have not been able to find the back of the net. And now the giveaway to Hines. Locomotive trying to steer this out of trouble. Borelli.
And Locomotive having to be so aware of the transition and the speed that Colorado Springs possesses. They're not able to get up as much right now in the second half as they'd like to.
Here's Lindley. Good switch to Galena. Boehner there to meet him. Galena sidestepping his way to the byline, steers it back into the middle. Everybody in black and blue was ahead of the ball. Lucho, nice dish to Hines. Can't control. And that's loose for Haji Berry. For Galena, Lindley out behind the play. Berry taken out by Boehner. Locomotive on the counter, and now the whistle is blown for the injured Cam Lindley, who is not in good shape. Lindley down way behind the play, and you could hear him shouting as he went down.
The officials are having a discussion over there.
Switchbacks bench as well. Irate Brendan Berkey, not a man to keep quiet under such circumstances. Cam Lindley is all over the fourth official saying, you saw.
Yeah, that's what I figured. The sideline official was telling the center official that even though it was a foul that they let them play on, I think they were coming back to give Lucho the card, maybe?
A red card issued.
Well, they did do red.
It is a red card, but who to? It looks like it's to one of the Switchbacks players.
So I thought they were giving a yellow to Lucho for the foul, but then there must have been, maybe there's some dissent.
There has to have been dissent. The fourth official taking a lot of abuse, and I think after speaking to the fourth official, Marco Vega, Adam Kilpatrick goes to the back pocket. It's a straight red for somebody for Colorado Springs, so we're trying to figure out who.
He pulled out the spray to try to get them to stay back, and did you see that? He sprayed it down on the turf because they were just all over him.
Referee Mace. And it appears that it's Matt Mahoney. Matt Mahoney has been shown red here in the 75th minute, which has to have been for dissent. Let's take a look. And again, Adam Kilpatrick came over to talk to Marco Vega. And we see Mahoney come over to plead his case to Marco Vega as Adam Kilpatrick surrounded and saying, hey,
the spray.
There it is, referee Mace. It didn't work.
Well, he allowed the captain to approach him. That's what you saw Barry say. I'm the captain, I want to speak with you, which is really all the player that has authority.
So Switchbacks FC down to 10. Mahoney thrown out. And a caution issued here to a member
to the bench.
To a member of the coaching staff. I would assume that's Brendan Berkey. You know, it was so funny before the match. We spoke with Locomotive Academy director Ivan Militar, who is very familiar with the entire Colorado Springs coaching staff.
He was right.
Ivan Militar correctly predicted before the match that Brendan Berkey was going to see yellow tonight. And indeed, I think that's just what happened. But more importantly for Switchbacks, Matt Mahoney has seen red. And you saw him go straight to Marco Vega, the fourth official. That's exactly what it was. He went after the fourth official. And Marco Vega made sure to let Adam Kilpatrick know all about it. And Ed Borelli being subbed out for Cristiano Francois. Eric Calvillo. Coming off for Ander. So the cheetah has been let loose here at Southwest University Park in minute 78. Francois around to that right side, and perhaps Borelli. I don't know if Borelli was involved in the foul on Lindley, or was that Lucho?
I thought Lucho
may have been
slid in, but
kind of behind the play is obviously we're following the ball ahead. Lindley shouting. He's still out there. He did not need to be tended to by the team doc as Brendan Berkey continues to talk things over with Marco Vega. But I think John Hutchinson realized not only as Ed Borelli, his race was run, but after getting the repeated warnings by Adam Kilpatrick, it might be best to bring him off. Well, Locomotive up a man. Colorado Springs. That's going to be a shirt tug on Francois, and needs to be careful here. It's going to be a caution issued on Francois, who's been on the pitch all of a minute. So in minute 79. It was a pretty obvious shirt pull.
Yeah.
And the cheetah. Cheetahs have yellow spots too. for Adam Kilpatrick, our center referee tonight, has had a lot to deal with. How well do you think he's done? There's Lucho. Here's the takeaway. We'll see this through. Hang on. Aaron Gomez all the way to the byline, and he's going to just let it go.
Well,
how do you think he's done?
I don't know if that's a fair way to have to comment on the officials. I am not an official. They have a tough job out there to do.
However,
there's I think some of emotions are running high right now with, you know, Switchbacks not being able to get on the board, and they're not used to that. You know, they are not used to that. So, and Locomotive is up, and they're home. That home team advantage. You know, the Southwest University Park is favorable to results for the Locomotive. So the officials, you know, they have a tough job and starting to get a little chippy. So I think, you know, they're looking to bring out some cards early, like on Francois' foul. But they're just trying not to lose total control of the game and have there be something even worse happen.
Lucho,
in a
great
retaliation.
pressure. Still providing it on the German. Erdmann.
Was that semi-diplomatic, Duke?
That was, you straddled the fence quite nicely. You walked that middle line. Bounces up on Aaron Gomez. Still working hard. Aaron Gomez is going to be fouled. Whistled on Makingala. Try to sort out our vowels here.
I think Gomez takes a beating sometimes because he's so good at staying on his feet, even when he's like brutally fouled. You know, it's deceptive sometimes how harsh a foul was against him. Like,
So
I think that was a lot tougher, but he manages to stay on the ball, stay on his feet, you know, and keep creating.
You basically have to pull him over if you want him to go down.
Absolutely.
Which makes for more obvious fouls. Here is Dylan Maris, Richie Ryan. Ryan delivers, touched out by Herrera. And Lindley will see this out. Switchbacks a man down. But certainly able to stretch. Makangila. Haji Berry as Galena tried to find him. Boehner trying to loft it long, and when Cristiano Francois is up the right wing, why not? Doesn't quite get there, but into the middle now. Maris slotted in for Aaron Gomez, draws the double team. Peels back with Erdmann on him. And back to Hines. Valladas to Fox. Ryan. And Lindley takes a seat. I would imagine this might be his last action tonight, as Switchbacks is about to bring on 3.
Right.
So, Issa Ryan, Aaron Wheeler, and Steven Echeverria all on for Switchbacks and Brendan Berkey.
And they're going to be ready to go all out.
The big push, I would imagine, here with 7 minutes plus stoppage time to go.
And being a man down as well. They want to get some of those fresh legs in.
Well, Lindley will take a while to get back.
Locomotive needs to continue to be disciplined on the transition onto defense, but I do not want them to stop attacking, because if they can, they're up a man. They have an advantage.
Fresh troops for Switchbacks to make the final push to try and get even. Locomotive up a man, but only up by a goal.
Right. And then, Colorado Springs last match, San Diego was down a man and they scored to win that match. So, I'm sure they also have that, hey, even if we're down a man, we can get on the board.
Well, Lindley's provided some great service tonight. Little bounce kindly here for Switchbacks and the foul on Payares as he takes down Aaron Wheeler, freshly subbed on. And Wheeler earns a very dangerous free kick. Wheeler's certainly a large presence, and I think Payares didn't want to take chances, but dangerous opportunity here. Wheeler 6'4" out of Baltimore. And Ander whistled for the foul and gets the yellow card. Oh, it was for dissent, apparently. It did look like Payares was the man who fouled him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the foul, it was what was said after the foul. I think referee Kilpatrick's had enough of the abuse from either side. Lofted into space, and that was well wide. Echevarria's first touch. Well, let's just say he's no Cam Lindley.
Right, that's what I say. They didn't have Lindley's there. I think they're
Locomotive for their part, though.
Service, so
can't keep possession. Echevarria. Midway through the 86th minute, and that is just not on target. Ockford. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged. Ockford trying to find Galena on the right side, and that might be part of the issue. Galena working well on the left. That's through to Lucho. Flag is up. Won't count. What happened here?
The official gave Lucho a card.
On a red card, too.
I think for shooting the ball after the whistle.
Wow, Lucho's just been sent off.
And then
for shooting the ball after the play. We've had substitutions coming in.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Well, we know the official has reached his limit.
But that's incredible, honestly.
Because that's
the flag was up. Let's see.
Maybe he.
Well, Lucho comes in. It is a second yellow card for Lucho.
It's not like he just booted it into like the.
That's amazing, and that's the only real action we have. But Lucho set off, so it's 10v10.
Okay.
And I don't know if there was something said afterward, but you would assume it's for shooting the ball at the net after the flag was up.
It looked like he was reaching into his pocket before Lucho would have been close enough to say, like he had his hand in his pocket, and I thought, is he going to give him a card?
Well,
he's thinking about it, and then out it came.
So 2 cautions to Lucho, and for the second time this season, he'll be missing in Locomotive's next match, issued a red.
And we got Velasquez in now, though.
Sebastian Velasquez.
He has.
Closing in on 100 USL Championship appearances. He's a couple away, as both teams playing with 10.
Yeah, this is his 98th appearance with tonight's, coming in tonight, makes it 98 appearances in the USL Championship.
Of course, Richie Ryan on the road, reaching that century mark last weekend. Brendan Berkey. Well, it wasn't him who was booked for dissent earlier on the bench. It was one of his assistants, because Brendan Berkey did now just receive a yellow card. So, Ivan Militar's prediction still holds true. Speaking of the Locomotive Academy, how wonderful has it been in these stretches where Locomotive's still trying to get a full roster, still trying to bring players in, to have that luxury of young men who have filled in quite admirably when called upon.
Yeah, I mean, depth is key.
The Locomotive has that.
But Hutch has confidence in the academy players and gets them into training, and they get reps, and they kind of get to see how they can contribute.
Velasquez trying to play Francois back onto the ball. It didn't quite work out. Herrera's done a fine job in net. Young man from Las Cruces. Maybe making a bid for more playing time from his head coach. Locomotive into the 90th minute, maintaining that 1-goal lead. It has been a weird old game tonight.
That is a nice way to describe it.
Well, I'm sure we will have some stoppage time as Velasquez and Francois try to get some momentum for Locomotive FC. Nicely done. Sanupe is also fresh on. Emma Sanupe dishing, looking far post, and he didn't miss by much. But it is a goal kick for Herrera. There will be 7 minutes of stoppage time. That's Richie Ryan firing off of Barry. Sebastian Velasquez. Sanupe. Ander. Flag stays down for Velasquez.
Yep,
Sebastian Velasquez makes a cut. Velasquez in. Ander can't get there in time, but Ryan's there to clean it up.
That's a nice ball by Ryan to just get that back into a dangerous area.
And surely the big German Dennis Erdmann, undone by the feet of Sebastian Velasquez, is probably just tired. Into the middle, Ryan. Carlton Belmar is also checked in. Loose ball, no foul. Play on.
No,
Chipped in.
I think it could have been a dive if you.
Ryan. And it will be a corner kick. Well, was Carlton Belmar
did he get smacked in the face with a
trying to earn a little something extra? Either way, it's a corner kick. Echevarria, the short corner option. Locomotive tries to negotiate its way with 5.5 to go. They will play the corner short. Back to Echevarria. Echevarria to the far post. Nodded back into the middle, nodded over. Newton keeps it moving. Away from Amo, who is in tight. Another corner kick coming.
And Switchbacks, they're just keeping this chance alive.
They've done it very well all night. A number of corner kicks. Echevarria will go far post this time. Nodded out by Fox.
Yeah, this time Fox was like, oh, there's not going to be a free man at the far post.
That was, if the stats are updated correctly, the 7th corner for Switchbacks FC right there. And still with possession, Galena driving ball off of Fox, deflects out. Velasquez swallows it up, trying to get out of trouble. Galena with a touch. He brings it down. Velasquez won't get the foul. In it comes. Delivered back out again by Hines. Great work on Belmar. And an 8th corner for Switchbacks FC. Tipped out by Newton. Trying to bring it down is Barry. All over him is Francois. Gains possession. Francois with a lot of space, but Barry's in front. Makes the nice pass to Sanupe. Back to Francois. Who's going to win that foot race? Off to Velasquez. 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 Corner kick. Barry did well to stay in front. And in a race between Haji Barry and the Cheetah, we must say Haji Barry kept up.
Oh, yeah. But that I loved how Locomotive pushed the speed of that play. Sanupe and Francois, that was a nice little combo. And then to find Velasquez right there.
He'll deliver the corner kick short to Sanupe. Trying to find it back, it'll be another corner. For Locomotive, these are corners 4 and 5 on the night. We're still just past the midway point of stoppage time. Ander looks to take this one. The Spanish-American goes short. Velasquez. Out for a Switchbacks FC throw. Too far up, says Mr. Kilpatrick. Back for Herrera. Into the 95th of 97 minutes. Just well done. But a foul whistled in the end. On Ander. Maybe not fully stretched when he came on. Draws the foul for Locomotive and Ryan on the restart. Certainly Locomotive will take its time. Aron Gomez's goal on the stroke of 19 is the one scored so far. Will there be another? Into the 96th minute. Deflections abound. Up and over the top. Flag stays down. Driven ball, just trying to keep it somewhere near the byline was Aaron Wheeler, and he drives it over for a goal kick.
I think both teams are feeling the length of the match right now.
You may be right.
Especially down to 10 men on each side.
John Hutchinson retains that cool composure. The unflappable Aussie. Bounces nicely for Francois. Makes a move on Foster. Francois chipping it over the top to Velasquez. Bringing it down, Velasquez. Cutting back to the right foot. No foul. Issa Ryan does enough. Ander gets in to prevent a counter. But here it comes for Galena. Galena to the middle and Barry. Barry trying to get wide. Trying to get the ball wide. They'll find Belmar to Galena. Back to Belmar. Bounced around, top of the box. Belmar trying to bring it down. Cannot. The camo jerseys all in front.
And Locomotive, all those players trying to make sure they stayed on their feet, not get off balance, and get drawn into a foul and give up a free kick. So that was nice work. A lot of patience, composure, you know.
Seconds remaining here. Two of the highest scoring teams in the USL Championship, and it's 1-0 because why not? Evan Newton puts the ball into play. Knotted down by Colorado Springs. And that is it. Clean sheet number 8 for Evan Newton. Amazingly, for Locomotive FC. A 9th straight result, actually 10th.
No, yeah.
And Locomotive FC.
So now they still have, Locomotive has the longest current running undefeated streak in the USL Championship. It was 9, it is now 10. 10 undefeated.
1-0. And a 58th career clean sheet for Evan Newton to boot.
We thought the goalkeeper might be a big part of the difference, and he sure was.
A critical save, certainly in the first half. But Colorado Springs, for all of its possession, for all of its work, could not steer it in on frame.
No, and there's the goal scorer.
Aron Gomez is the difference. Locomotive's all-time leading scorer. Back with more for the postgame. Stick around. Welcome back to Southwest University Park as we get set up for the fireworks on the pitch or off the pitch. On the pitch, well, it was 1-0. So, fireworks, they are what they are. Duke, Keith, and Heidi Mocha with you. 17 shots for Locomotive, 11 for Switchbacks. Shots on target, though, I don't think they had a single one on target in the second half of play. Passing accuracy does go down a notch. Possession goes way up for Switchbacks.
Right.
It was that kind of second half, Heidi.
That's exactly what we saw while we were watching the match. Is the Switchbacks having much more run of possession, creating chances, but not getting them on target. And look how many opportunities Locomotive waited. If they had more shots on target, then we could have had maybe another goal.
And I am remiss. I would be remiss if I didn't point out the corners total that I told you was wrong. Colorado Springs with 10. For Locomotive's 5 on the night, but 79% passing accuracy, definitely well. So let's head down to the pitch for our estrella of the match, as you would expect, the match winner, Aaron Gomez.
Bueno, aquí tenemos a Aaron Gómez, el estrella de match del partido de hoy. Locomotive lleva jugando muy bien. Y esta noche contra uno de los mejores equipos de la conferencia. ¿Qué significa para ti esta victoria contra Colorado Springs?
No, pues más que nada agradecer a cada uno de los que están aquí y demostrar por el buen paso que hemos tenido y qué mejor ganando en casa y con nuestra gente.
Y no tan solo esta noche, Aaron, durante toda la temporada hemos visto tu esfuerzo en el campo. ¿Cuál es esa mentalidad que tú tienes y la mentalidad que tienen tus compañeros?
No, pues trabajar el día a día creo que es lo más importante, lo que nos ha mantenido hoy con buenos resultados. Se ha reflejado en la cancha todo el esfuerzo de mis compañeros y hay que seguir por ese camino.
Anotaste el gol de la victoria.
He hopes contagious.
Aquí en la casa. ¿Cómo te sientes que pudiste contribuir a la victoria de esta noche?
No, muy feliz, muy agradecido con Dios por más que nada esta victoria, ¿no? Que lo más importante son los 3 puntos.
Y nada más y nada menos, ¿tienes algún mensaje para la afición que te están apoyando aquí esta noche?
No, agradecerles todo su apoyo, creo que es lo más importante para nosotros.
Y ahora de parte de Estrella Jalisco tienes tu premio de estrella de match, la camisa, y ahora vamos a que firmes el balón para que veas a tu fanaticada aquí que te está apoyando esta noche. Bueno, un aplauso para el estrella de match de esta noche, Aaron Gómez.
Earns his 27th career goal. Outstanding work, Aaron Gomez. He spoke about the way he hoped his effort is contagious for his teammates. I think that was one of the key passages of what he was talking about. Heidi, that was, I don't see how they can't be. Watching this man work, we've pointed out more than once that we call him the championship's only box-to-box forward, because defensively, offensively, he's there on set pieces, heading balls away. He's there to chase, to track back and chase guys down. But of course, he gets his goal and certainly earned it with a beautiful dish from Eder Borelli as well. He is everything, and his effort is contagious, don't you think?
It absolutely is. I mean, he grinds up and down. No one can ever ask, him to do more than what he's doing. And then on top of that, he puts it in the back of the net when needs to. He is a true professional there, and he knows exactly where the service is, and he finds that space behind and in between the 2 defenders.
Let's do our physical play of the match, and that is going to be the man who had to sub in the 6th minute for team captain Yuma, Martin Payares, as he has had some great work here. Let's see. Oh, we're doing the GECU save of the match. First, that's Evan Newton. That was the save. And then Payares to toe it off the line. One of Colorado Springs' 2 shots on net. We talked about Locomotive only having 6 all in the first half. The same held true for Switchbacks, who didn't steer a shot on frame in the second half either.
Right. But if this particular play, if it is not saved, this is a completely different match.
Absolutely. Martin Payares with your GECU save of the match after Evan Newton forcing it wide.
And he may be getting credit for save of the match, but it is team defense that won this game today.
Absolutely. And here is our physical play of the match. And why not? Aaron Gomez, your estrella of the match for his goal, runs this down. Just look at this. Again, we talked about from one end of the pitch to the other. He is everywhere. Look at him keep the, how do you keep the ball in play on the right side touchline?
And not get, and he can't get knocked off the ball practically.
Incredible. Just pops it back in for himself and makes a nice cross in the end.
But he's doing those in other matches previously as well.
Oh, absolutely. Every match there's something different from El Paso's number 7. As we do our Brian Birds, moving into the next match, Locomotive FC, July 16th at 8 p.m. Do check it out as Locomotive heads to Oakland, where they will play Roots SC. This will be the second match between these two teams. First match here in El Paso, a 1-1 draw. Locomotive making things happen.
Yeah, and Oakland started off hot, but the schedule obviously plays a role in the success of a team. So the Roots have only won 1 of their last 5. They aren't in the best form, but the Locomotive will be prepared for this one as points in the second half of the season become even more important.
Absolutely. Oakland Roots versus El Paso. That is 8 p.m. next Saturday. You can watch it on ESPN Plus and look for the watch party. I believe that's going to be at Union Draft House on the west side. As, once again, Locomotive FC, 1-0 winners. The 2 highest scoring teams in the championship, or 2 of them anyway, 2 of the top 3, battle to a 1-0 thriller here in El Paso, Texas, 10v10 tonight. It was amazing. We want to thank our producer, Juan Gutierrez, along with our director, Cesar Reis. For Heidi Mocha, I'm Duke Keith. Locomotive 1-0. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.